He says, till that state is reached, there is clutching and identification with thought patterns. I can see a big sigh in Patanjali's face. I can see very clearly what he would have felt when he uttered this fourth sutra, when he is entering into the fourth sutra. All right, these guys are not understanding, let me talk to them in their language. That is what he means when he says, till that state is reached. Actually, there is no such thing as state and all. It is simple, straight clarity. When you are not interested in coming with the master, when he is holding your hand and taking you, if you are not interested, no, that and all is not for me, it is for you. When you create all kinds of reasons and when you throw tantrum, then Patanjali says, all right, I'll wait for you. He says, all right, I'll wait for you. That is what he means when he uses the word, till that state is reached, there is clutching and identification with thought patterns. You again and again come back to your old thought patterns. Sometimes when I see people are clutched to thought patterns, I feel so bad. Unnecessary suffering for no reason. See, all the ideas you carry from the young age, if you have suppressed something, you have to release. If you are abused, you have to heal that wound. All these things are nonsensical ideas. Please understand. There is nothing like suffering. There is nothing like healing. There is no such thing as wounds. When I say this, people say, no. Then I tell, all right, it is there. What to do? Somewhere either you have to come to my level or I have to come to your level. Please understand, there is no such thing as abusive childhood. Everybody bothers about that. No, I have such a difficult mind because I had an abusive childhood. I had a very bad teenage. I had a single parent. I had this, I had that. If you had no problem, you try to build. Even if you did not have any problem, you say, I did not have any problem. How can this be? So create some problem. Creating problem out of idea that I did not have any problem. I have seen, any mental disorder, psychiatric disease, just create symptom and advertise, you will find patients. Not true, because the moment you see the symptoms, you verify, I think I have those symptoms. Did I not? No, I had. You verify with those symptoms, and those symptoms will also be written in a very technical way. You might have had irritation at least 3 times a week for last 6 months. Who is sitting and noting a diary? So if you had once or twice, you remember, yes. I remember I had outburst more than 3 times in last 6 months. So you come up with an idea. The moment you start believing you had one symptom, then you start connecting with all other symptoms. Yes, I had this symptom also. I had that symptom also. The third symptom, I may not have had it, I think I am yet to have. I am going to have that. And you have created the disorder. That's all. And that's all is happening. So please understand, I am not condescending. I am not arrogant. When I say there is no such thing as wound, there is no such thing as healing needed, nothing is required. Please understand, I am stating simple truth straight away. Simple truth straight away. There is no such thing as you carrying some suppressed desires and you need to release them, you need to go to that past life regression, all kinds of nonsenses. Now I am seeing all possible nonsenses created out of your past. You don't understand. It doesn't have any role over your inner space. It has no say over your inner space. But we are constantly made to believe, no, it has a very strong say. It has a very strong connection with your present. You are constantly taught the idea of you have carrying unconscious, all those things, completely nonsensical ideas. In those days, priests used to exploit the civilization through guilt, saying you have done sin, you have to confess, you have to do this, you have to do that. After some time, the psychiatrists have started exploiting the society by saying you have unconscious. It is just a game. Understand, it is just a game. At least with the priests, whatever money raised, go for public charitable activities. It is pure game. There is no such thing as unconscious, all these things. When you take one wrong stand, whatever you built is wrong. Whatever you built on that is wrong. But we are very strongly made to believe the society, the politics, the education, the universities, everything is believing you have unconscious, you have subconscious, you have dash conscious. I don't know what all you have. Even you don't know, only they know what all you have. That is the worst part of the whole game. Even you don't know what all you have, only they know. Small story. In a small Indian village hospital, a doctor was diagnosing a patient and he says, this guy is dead. And the patient wakes up and says, no, I'm not dead, I am alive. Doctor says, shh. I have studied, spending lakhs of rupee and did MBBS and became a doctor. Do I know or you know? Same way, they have studied, spending so much money. So they naturally claim, do I know about your mind or do you know about your mind? They might have studied, spending millions of dollars, but that does not mean they will know what you carry. They may know what they carry. Or they might have read about many theories, assumptions. Please understand this one truth. Mind is not a thing, it is an action you can stop the moment you want. Over. Anything else taught to you is a lie. Anything else, when I say anything else, I mean anything else. Any idea taught to you, no, you carry this much of engraved memories, that much of engraved memories, this karma, this sin, this past wound, that past wound. People ask me, Swamiji, how can I heal my past life wounds? I tell them, oh God, now I don't know how to help these people. If you talk at least this life wounds, I can somehow manage and tell you, no, it got healed, I have already healed you, and I can tell all these things. And these guys have now started talking about past life wounds. I have to go into past life regression, 10, 12 lives, and release those karmas, release those wounds. Oh God. Now the madness has gone to the extreme. Nothing can be done. Now what to do? If I talk in my own language, then the disconnection happens. I can't help them. Then I have to come down. That's what Patanjali is doing. First he says, your mind is an action, subtle action which you are doing. If you want, you can stop, just relax. Actually he wants to complete with this and get up and go. He says, Yoga Sutras are over, let's go. You also enjoy, let me also have vacation. But these guys are not able to relate. The second 33 is sitting, looking like this. The third 33 is making fun. See, I told you guys, don't go there. He doesn't know anything. The moment I saw his photograph looking so young, I know he doesn't know much. And you are going there and sitting in front of him, wasting your time. The third 33 is making fun. Second 33 is not making fun, but unable to connect. Sitting. Now Patanjali comes down and says, all right. Anyhow, at least let the connection not be disconnected. Let the connection not be disturbed. See, that is the ultimate thing a man can have. Feeling connected to a living master. Anything can be sacrificed for that. But for no reason, that should be sacrificed. Anything can be sacrificed to have that feeling connection with the master. But for no reason, that feeling connection should be sacrificed. I've seen, I always tell people, actually, I'm an uncompromising master. I don't compromise. Any decision I take or any stand I take, I don't compromise. There is only one spot where you can bend me. That is, when you send me a feel that if I stand on my own stand, the feeling connection may last. Then I slowly bend, all right, it's okay. I bend. Otherwise, nothing else can bend me. Nothing. People who live around me, they know. Nothing can bend me. For nothing, I bend or compromise or alter my decision. Only when I see that poor guy may lose the feeling connection, then I bend. If you want to bend the masters, this is the only thing you can bend. You can't use anything else. This is the only point where you can blackmail them. If you send a feel, if you are standing like that, I think I am going to lose the connection with you. I am not going to feel connected anymore. Then they come down, all right, what to do? So Patanjali is here bending, all right, what to do? Till that state is reached, he makes a statement. I can say, he is compromised. He is compromised. Because there is no such thing as till that state is reached. The word till that state is reached is a lie. It's a pure lie. There is no such thing. You are in that state now. Please understand, you are in that state now. Nothing else is required. The moment he says till that state is reached, he is talking to the second 33. He is talking to the second 33. Now the second 33 feels very comfortable. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yesterday I was telling you a story. One guy was going on a donkey with a goat. 3 thieves came. One said, I will steal the goat. Other said, I will steal the donkey. Third one said, I will steal the very clothes he is wearing. Patanjali is the third level thief. He will steal the very things which you think you have. He will go to the core and leave you in nirvana. Means the ultimate freedom. It's not an ordinary teacher. See, the thief who is stealing the goat is teaching you renunciation, just taking away your property. The thief is taking your donkey, is just taking away your prestige, power, position. Is taking away your ego, the ahankar, the outside ego. The thief who can steal your clothes, only he is taking away your mamakar, very root of your ego. Patanjali is that kind of a teacher. He is the third kind of thief who can take away your very clothes, who can take away anything, any ignorance you have. But now he is slowly compromising. He says, all right, when you are not ready to come to that level, let me talk to you from your level. He says, till that state is reached, I can say, I'm just seeing the word, itaratra, till that state is reached. If he has not uttered this word, till that state is reached, he would have been a pure master, but would have never known to the world. Because the second 33 and third 33, only they consist of the whole world. The first 33 will be in silence. They will have the click. For them to have a click, even the first statement is not required. They are waiting. Just seeing the master is enough. Something will happen inside them. They know they are in yoga. They know the yoga has happened. But he has to talk to people. So he is talking to the second 33 and third 33%. Till that state is reached, there is clutching and identification with thought patterns. He is agreeing to you. In the first 3 statements, he is straightaway telling the truth. In the 4th sutra, he says, all right, as you say, till that state is reached, there is clutching to the thoughts, identifications and thought patterns.